In today's video, I just want to discuss the basic stuff. I filmed one last week with my girlfriend Elsa, but she wasn't about it, so she didn't really show up on video. I was saying, won't you look at that? Won't you look at that? Yeah. So today,
Here, I'll hold my fingers up.
won't you look at that? Cool. So, where are we? We're in the Alamogordo Mountains. I'm here with my childhood bestie,
Chris Dickinson.
and I'm just gonna we're gonna go over the beginnings of what a good NLP anchor is, the certain basics. While we're munching away, resting, we've been trekking for a good half hour
Yeah, good half hour.
in these mountains, and I'm pooped. Had 3 energy drinks. I'm pooped. I need at least a good 10-minute break. So it's always work or fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. It
turn it
never
into
is
fun.
work. It never is labeled work. It's just fun.
Got to trick your brain into thinking it's fun.
Yeah, weren't we talking about that earlier?
Yeah.
I quit vaping, smoking, etc. by thinking of what Tony told me. My teacher, how he mentioned it's just a waste of time to light one, to go look for a place to smoke it, to look for a place to dispose it. Oh, where'd I put that lighter?
Yeah,
So
it takes up a lot of time, doesn't it?
it just takes up time. And time being an auditory, being in the world of what we say, how we say it. And that's why a later NLP bag of trick, the timeline therapy, is so successful, because you can go back into time to where we all work on doubt or regrets,
Interesting.
or we can go in the future where we knock out anxieties. It's all precipitating that moment, that anxiousness, anxiety. Of course, there's no better time than now to be talking about what auditory is. I am going to wake up this Sunday morning, do something fun. And in the process of manifesting that, you say, hey, want to hang? Sure, let's go hiking. How's that for time? Great timing.
And thank you for inviting me.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the invite. It was your idea. And oh yeah, let's go over what a simple anchor looks like, because we got to get back on time. Simple anchor would look like you want to work on something that you don't want to reveal to anybody, right? So within that process, within this sphere, are all those ideas of what you want to go to work on, the story, what happened, who said, she said what you're telling yourself, how it makes you feel, see, think, and feel, right? See, hear, and feel. All those submodalities. Those are all submodalities, categorized, compartmentalized somewhere in that noggin. Those experiences that you want to work on. And that's why sometimes therapy or group settings are unsuccessful. One, you may not want to talk about it. And even if you did, it holds so many detailed submodalities in there. Get it? This is all just running through this old machinery called our nervous system. So it has all kinds of fine stories and details to this disempowering. What we might think as a trigger, just when you think it's behind us, tomorrow you're in that car and you're thinking of that girl somehow because of that silly song,
And next thing you know, you're road raging.
And next thing you know, you're road raging and you got a ticket and you hate her even more. And whatever, or you hate this town, the damn old town again, like that Tom Petty song. Just tired of this town, right?
Right.
And so if I go to, old man would say, the best experience is through a personal experience. Here, let me tell you. So I would go to work on this one heartache that I had. And in it is the story of being in the car, jamming out to this, listening to that, and then recognizing, oh man, the relationship went south. She went here and I went there. I have a hard time conveying any of that to a counselor or therapist, because what would be the solution? Either way, what's done is done, right? And I'm just having a hang up. I'm having a hard time letting go.
It sometimes feels like a type of projection, right?
Yeah, it could be. It's most definitely, right? Projection being a visual word.
Mm-hmm.
It's just things that could take a note of what words we're using too for our problems. As Richard Bandler said, we have a problem with our problem until we change the frame.
So like we'll like relive it in our mind's eye, and then we'll project it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we all do that. We're all capable of doing that over and over and over again.
Oh yeah.
So I go to work on mine, and I'll find a place on my knuckle to go to work on it. So what I have is I'll call it squirrel, just because we saw one earlier. I don't want to tell you this is about so-and-so, X and X, fill in the blank, but I'll call it squirrel. And with my eyes closed, I'll go through that whole moment. I'm going back to like 20 years of age now, right? Before all those things I knew and what have you. And I'll go through this saying, and I've done this practice with you many years ago, right? We did this like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Where we see what we saw, hear what we heard, feel what we went through. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of done with that, right? I let go of that anchor. Because Einstein would say, or Richard Bandler would say, point to it, hold it there, relive that moment. So now it's kind of anchored there one way or another. Ain't that cool?
Like putting our mind and our problem in the knuckle.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And Louise Hayes would say that's kind of where our emotional body take on that story too, whether it be in our hips, and our shoulders, on our neck.
Like how like I carry my stress in my neck. Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Okay.
Or so-and-so is a pain in the arse, right?
Right.
Okay. So I just anchored that whole fucking ooey right here that I called squirrel as a name.
Squirrel is in the knuckle.
Yeah. And I'll go over here on this particular knuckle, and I'll take a fascinating experience, like, ooh, one of those ooey gooey good ones, right? And I'll see through it all, hear it all, feel it all. Ooh, it feels so great, right? And quite the different submodalities from that disempowering one. I mean, just day and night. And the last tidbit is to fire both away in silence. And we were talking about micro-expressions earlier. And this is where you get real familiar with people's crow's feet, the wrinkles in their forehead, the fleshiness in the skin. Everything starts to change, their breathing, their posture. And what's happening here along this moment is that those neurological dendrites are expanding, that we're releasing the old and we're adapting with the new. We're confusing that nervous system, and now these two lanes are intermingling with each other, causing a breakthrough.
So we're basically breaking down that trauma with a good memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peace out. You nailed it.